let's be real. Saving money on a low income can feel impossible. You see advice like, just start a side hustle, invest early, quit lads, and think, yeah, but what if I'm barely covering rent? I've been there. I was living paycheck to paycheck, making under $30K a year, with no side hustles, no help from family, and no big windfalls. But I still saved my first 10,000, and it changed everything. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it, step by step. No gimmicks, no magic tricks, just real strategies anyone can use. If you're trying to save on a low income, this is for you. Let's get into it. Step 1, I defined my why. Before I saved a single dollar, I had to figure out why I wanted to save. Not just because I should. That's not enough. For me, it was about freedom. I was tired of feeling stuck, living paycheck to paycheck with no buffer. I wanted to build an emergency fund. I wanted choices. I wanted peace of mind. Once I had that why, it got way easier to say no to things I didn't really need. Because every dollar I saved wasn't just money. It was a step closer to freedom. If you don't know your why, saving will always feel like punishment. Find yours first. I got ruthlessly honest about my expenses, and next, I got brutally honest about where my money was going. I didn't use a fancy app. I literally opened my bank account and manually wrote down every expense for the last 3 months. No judgment, just facts. And wow, I was shocked. Random takeout, subscriptions I didn't use, impulse Amazon buys. It added up fast. Seeing it all in black and white was a game changer. Not to guilt myself, but to see where I could start trimming. When you're on a low income, you can't out-earn bad habits. You have to know exactly where your money is leaking. Awareness is the first step to control. I created a bare bones budget. Once I saw where my money was going, I built what I call a bare bones budget. This wasn't my dream budget. It was what I needed to survive plus save. I listed my essentials: rent, utilities, food, transportation. Everything else became optional. I wasn't aiming for perfect balance. I was aiming to free up any amount to save consistently, even if it was just $50 a month. That was a start. A bare bones budget gives you clarity and control. On a low income, knowing your baseline is powerful because it shows you what's truly possible. I automate my savings, tiny amounts. Once I had a number I could save, I automated it immediately. I set up an automatic transfer, even if it was just a $25 a paycheck at first. Why? Because if I waited until the end of the month to see what's left, there was never anything left. By automating even a small amount, saving became a habit. And here's the crazy part, once I got used to that smaller paycheck, I didn't miss the money. Over time, I slowly increased the amount, but the key was starting tiny and automatic. Consistency beats size. If you do this, your savings will grow, no matter your income. I cut one big expense, not a million small ones. Instead of stressing over cutting every coffee, I focused on cutting one big expense. For me, that was moving to a cheaper apartment. I realized I was spending way too much on rent, and that one change freed up hundreds per month. Not everyone can move, but the principle applies. Find the one lever that gives you the biggest return. It might be cheaper car, roommate, canceling an expensive membership. Cutting one big thing hurts less than cutting 100 small things, and makes a way bigger impact. That one move accelerated my savings more than anything else. I made no spend weeks a game. Another trick that helped: no spend weeks. Once a month, I'd pick a week where I challenged myself to spend $0 on anything non-essential. No takeout, no shopping, no random coffee runs, just essentials. It wasn't about deprivation, it was about awareness. Every no spend week saved me $50 100, money I immediately sent to savings. More importantly, it rewired my brain to pause before impulse spending. And because it was framed as a game, it felt fun, not restrictive. Little mindset shifts like this make a huge difference when you're saving on a low income. I avoided lifestyle creep. Here's a mistake I almost made. When I got a small raise, I wanted to upgrade my life. New clothes, fancier groceries, nights out. It was tempting, but I stopped myself. And instead, I increased my automated savings first. This is called avoiding lifestyle creep. And it's crucial when you're trying to save. Every time your income goes up, match it with a bump in savings. If you don't, your expenses will quietly expand, and you'll wonder why you're still broke. Avoiding lifestyle creep helped me stay on track and reach that 100K faster. I celebrated small wins. Saving on a low income can feel slow, and that's demotivating. So I made a rule: celebrate every milestone. When I hit 1,000 saved, I treated myself to a 10 pizza night. When I hit 5K, I bought a book I'd been wanting. Small rewards kept me motivated without derailing my progress. The key is finding ways to enjoy the journey, not just the end goal. Because if saving feels like endless sacrifice, you'll burn out. Celebrating progress kept me going all the way to my first fun 100K, and it made the process way more sustainable. I didn't chase perfection. Here's something no one tells you: you won't be perfect, and that's okay. Some months, unexpected stuff happened. I had car repairs. I had weeks where I ordered too much takeout. But instead of beating myself up, I focused on this mindset: progress, not perfection. I didn't quit saving just because of one bad month. I adjusted and kept going. Too many people give up because they think they have to save perfectly. You don't. Even if you save the 10 this month, that's a win. Consistency matters more than perfection. That mindset shift changed everything for me. I tracked my progress visually. One fun hack: I made my savings visual. I printed a 110K progress tracker and hung it by my desk. Every time I hit a new 500 milestone, I colored it in. Seeing that chart fill up was insanely motivating. It turned saving from an abstract number into a visual, tangible goal. On a low income, progress can feel slow, but visuals remind you that every dollar counts. You can use apps, charts, sticky notes, whatever works for you. The point is, make your goal visible and celebrate each step. It'll keep you going when motivation dips. I stopped comparing my journey. One thing that derailed me early on: comparing myself to others. I'd see people on YouTube saving 50K a year, buying homes, maxing their 401Ks, and I'd feel like I was failing. But then I realized my situation is different, and that's okay. I wasn't making 6 figures. I didn't have a side hustle, but I could still make progress on my own timeline. Once I stopped comparing, I focused on what I could do, and that's when I started winning. Your journey is your own. Celebrate your wins, no one else's. That mindset will keep you saving. I stayed patient, and it paid off. Saving 100K on a low income didn't happen overnight. It took me almost 3 years. There were ups and downs. Times I wanted to quit, times it felt hopeless. But I stayed patient and trusted the process. That's the key: small steps, consistently, over time, big results. When I finally saw my bank balance hit 10,000, it was surreal. Not because of the number, but because of what it represented: proof that I could do hard things. If you're on a low income and trying to save, hear this: it's possible. One step at a time. You've got this. And that's how I saved my first 10,000. On a low income with no side hustles. No shortcuts, no gimmicks. Just real strategies that work, even when money is tight. What was your favorite tip? Or what's helped you save on a low income? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you found this helpful, hit like, share it, and subscribe. More real-life money tips are coming your way. Thanks for watching. And remember, you can do this. See you next time.